Thingus.
Amazing mini Mario toy. Hurry, but bananas. Mini Mario toy.
Bananas.
It says, each one comes in its own crystal ball. Collect one, collect them all. Be the first one on your block to own the amazing new mini Mario toy. Hurry before they're all sold out. Hurry, buy one, buy them all. Buy them all. Buy them all. Buy them all. Mario versus Donkey Kong.
So this is like, it's like Pizza Tower, but with Donkey Kong.
Not really. It's like, it's kind of like Donkey Kong, actually.
He steals the last Mario toy.
It's like if Donkey Kong was like, had like more shit going on. But like we played a game that was really similar to this, that was even older, that was just called Donkey Kong.
Yeah, the game Donkey Kong.
For Game Boy.
Right.
Or Donkey Kong 94.
Oh, I see. Okay. It's always Mario versus Donkey Kong. It always has been.
Yeah, this is classic. I love this game.
Well, let's go. Thingus. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're starting a little early tonight. We've got obviously got a lot of action to pack into one episode. Joe got his Game Boy Advance emulator to work on the Wii.
Yeah.
So we're playing games off of a handheld that I gotta be honest, I did not explore very thoroughly at the time, but it seems like maybe this was the last of the great 2D platformers. Would you say?
This game?
Well, no, this console.
Oh, well, that's true. Like, this was like the last console that was mostly 2D games. Although the DS had a lot of 2D games. There were some good games on the DS, but some of them were like, they were sequels to games on the Game Boy Advance, and they weren't really as good.
Right. Yeah, just like loading that fluff content right on.
There were hundreds of like Pokemon games and Fire Emblem games, and they made like Advance Wars and Castlevania for the DS, and those were like, oh well, actually I did like one of the Advance Wars games, but there was one that was like just a sequel to that. And,
okay.
Like the really good ones were the ones for the Game Boy Advance.
Gotcha. This is where the innovation happened, and then they just kind of made a lot more of those.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't need the tutorial. But yeah, like similarly, this game, they just released a new game just like this, and it's actually from all the way back in like, I think it said 2001.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But like, yeah, this game also owes to that like Game Boy game, which is based on the original Donkey Kong.
Right. So it's really just going back to the source material.
It's kind of the same series. It's a lot more fun than the original because of how low tech it was compared to this.
Right. You get all the trappings of the Donkey Kong
like,
arcade game.
I could get rid of that now. I could like do fun shit like this.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fun. And you get classic Mario voice. Like what has now been established as the way Mario sounds.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Right. And it's like, now that Charles Martinet is not doing this anymore, there's like a limited number of times that you can hear Mario make these sounds, right? Lopsy asked if Shy Guys are little walking around guys. I'm going to go ahead and say no on that one. We have established a few facts about little walking around guys. One of them being that a little walking around guy is just a head. They do not have a full. You cannot discern a full body from them. Would you agree, Joe?
I would say most of them are just a head. Yeah, I don't know if it's strictly a rule, but like, you got to be really little, like basically just a head.
Yeah, Shy Guys. There's like a whole torso going on there.
I guess. I don't think that's the reason they aren't little walking around guys. They're not walking around with a swagger. They're shy.
Right. All right. So thing one that we've established, the walking around guy mostly needs to be a head. Thing two, the little walking around guy cannot be in any way afraid of death. And I would classify bashfulness in that category as well. The little walking around guy does not care if he dies.
No.
3, the little walking around guy almost always has no home. Would you say that is like?
I don't know.
He doesn't live anywhere.
Maybe, yeah. He's always walking somewhere, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. He's a tramp. He's
Okay.
He's out in the world. I mean, kind of contrary to that, and this isn't a hard and fast rule, but a lot of these little walking around guys have sponsorship deals with some of the biggest beverage and shoe companies in the world.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of little walking around guys are used to sell soda, candy, sneakers, cool stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, when I say a little walking around guy, I'm talking about the like 7-Up mascot Cool Spot. He's like a little red dot. There was a dot already on the logo, and they just put shades on it and made him cool.
They just made him
cool now.
I mean, he was already cool, but the shades are for our benefit, so we can see where his eyes would be, right?
Where his eyes would be.
Yeah, because like Spot was already cool. Are Bob-ombs little walking around guys? So like
Maybe.
I feel like the good Bob-ombs in Super Mario 64, the first one you talk to, who has like a little square on his head instead of a fuse. I think those are a little walking around guy.
Because they're chill. They're not hotheads.
Yeah,
they're not
exactly.
gonna blow up.
Exactly. I think the pink Bob-ombs are little walking around guys.
Okay, yeah, I think maybe. But they're actually just cool. I guess they do have cannons, but they say they're peaceful.
Yeah. No, they don't bother anybody. In fact, they give you a little help.
Yeah,
They're like, hey man, check this out. No.
Well,
Great voices.
yeah. Well, yeah, like a little walking around guy can't even be like a minor character in something. He has to be the like main show. He's the mascot.
Okay, so yeah. I mean, I would say that the Bob-ombs are obviously not the main character in Super Mario 64. But I don't know if that's fully disqualifying. That guy walks around the line.
Yeah.
He coolly shuffles around the line with his little feet.
He's definitely a lot cooler than Shy Guys or Goombas.
Yeah.
Koopa Troopas.
Yeah. The M&Ms are not little walking around guys because their attitude does not match, right?
Wait, maybe they are little walking around guys. Like they sell candy.
They do sell candy, but they're like a split personality, you know? And one of them is kind of bashful and unsure, and the other is kind of overconfident and temperamental.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even know the guy.
Yeah, and then there's like the nervous one, the anxious one, and then there's like the blue one who's like what was his personality?
I don't remember. I don't think any of them are cool enough though.
They're not well, yeah, like the yellow one is probably the one you see the most besides the red one.
The coolest one would be the green one, and she's not even a guy.
Not even a guy. Well, you could be a girl, can't you?
Yeah, you can be a girl. I mean, I would say that they definitely read mail these little walking around guys, but
Maybe.
they don't have to be.
They don't have like a girlfriend, do they?
Do any of the little walking around guys have a girlfriend? If they did, she'd be human-sized, is the thing. She'd be a human.
Yeah. Yeah, she'd be a girl, a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend.
America's girlfriend. And she'd be wearing a bathing suit.
Yes, because it's like the beach.
Yeah, they're hanging out. Like the kind of girls who would like pet Spuds McKenzie.
Spuds McKenzie?
That's definitely before our time.
Uh-huh.
That was like a few years before us. There was like a dog selling, I think Budweiser, right?
I see.
Spuds McKenzie might actually be the name of the Futurama character or whatever, making fun of it. I don't even know. And you know, obviously, there was the camel who sold the cigarettes. That was another sort of parallel category of character.
It's really related, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's too cool to care. He doesn't give a shit. He'll sell anything.
Yeah. Except, you know, he really should be selling Camel cigarettes. It's like that time I saw a billboard of Brandy selling brandy. Except she's a real person and not a cartoon. This was fairly recently. It was actually like, kind of like, oh boy. I wonder how many years Brandy has been asked to do this and what year she finally gave in and said yes.
She's become a brandy. Brandy.
Yep. She's part of their brandy.
Right,
Time for a new game?
Yeah, let's see what else we have. Let's save the state.
Oh, cool. Right. So you can just come and go as you please with these games. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay. Do you want to start at the top?
Yes. Atlantis, the Lost Empire.
Yep. Yeah, what happened there?
With Atlantis?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't actually know this. I don't know anything about the production of Atlantis.
Yeah.
I think it was, you know, roundly considered to be a bad movie.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some trivia about Atlantis that is more interesting than the movie itself. But you know, I forget what it is because none of it is worth remembering.
Well, yeah, there's also trivia about like The Emperor's New Groove that's more interesting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. I have a save file.
Yeah, the version of The Emperor's New Groove that they had planned was not going to be good. Like there's a reason that it wasn't made.
Yeah, it would have been like too like heavy-handed.
Yes. It's okay, Gabby's like, I'm sorry, I have nothing on Atlantis for you. Well, I don't think anyone does, but I would love if somebody would bring some fun Atlantis trivia to the chat.
It's one of those movies that comes on TV. They won't show like their other movies on TV. They'll show that one on TV.
Yeah, I feel like you could watch that one on YouTube for free, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Atlantis. What is there to say about Atlantis? Like, the thing I remember most about Atlantis is, like, the McDonald's toys. Like, that probably had the most permanent, how old? I would have been a teenager. And if I ordered a Happy Meal, it would be because I'm trying to lose weight or something.
It was like 2001.
Yeah. So I would have gotten a Happy Meal to try and lose weight. And then I would have a shitty Atlantis toy.
Yeah, like an Atlantis crystal that activates the ride.
Yes. Like an amiibo.
I guess that's how it works.
I remember... It's so vague. I guess we should watch it. I remember Atlantis
Or we
having...
could play the game.
Yeah, let's play the game. That'll give us all the information we desire. Maybe the game will have trivia.
Maybe Disney will copyright strike us.
Yeah,
for
we
their
might
music.
we might get copyright struck for this. You never know. 3D6, what did they develop? It looks okay. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think Game Boy Advance was pretty cool. Like with the, I like these colors, this like limited colors.
Yeah, like cool looking like pixel art backgrounds and like nice 2D bitmap looking cutscenes. This is like this era of drawings. That looks pretty good. Michael J. Fox? Did he do the voice in this? Oh. The way he just hung there dead. Let's see that again.
Oh my god.
No voices? No. Ugh.
Why
He
is
just threw what is this,
dynamite?
Bugs Bunny?
Oh my god.
It's like a little Metroid-y and a little like Aladdin-y.
Yeah.
Was this guy supposed to be an athlete in the movie? I thought he was just a scientist. This is quite silly looking. Yeah, he's the world's fastest nerd. Yeah, you know, when you're a nerd, you learn how to move fast. When you're this kind of guy, you learn to get out of there. At any given time, there is a bully breathing down your neck. He should have a move where he like he blocks, but it's like, like a ball comes at him. What are you trying to do?
I don't know. How much longer do I have to play this?
You really don't. Well, I wanted you to get the girl.
Okay.
Oh my god, the dynamite.
How do I do this?
I don't know when you meet the girl. It's probably halfway through the game.
Might not even have the like buttons to do this.
Oh, really?
Oh no, this turned off. Did it run out of batteries?
No.
Oh, wait, I got it back.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I just noticed his face in the corner too. He's like, he looks like Bottles from Banjo-Kazooie.
All right, I think I give up.
Yeah, that's quite all right.
But yeah, when we go to space, we're not bringing that
No, I don't think
or
so.
that movie.
Yeah, probably not. Ooh. Crash Bandicoot, do you think it's full of tutorials?
Probably not. Let's find out.
I love it. What a cool way to start your game, to say that it's dangerous. There's our boy. Cute. Oh, it's funny to see Crash in a game that is not truly 3D.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this one is just a side scroller.
Yeah. Kind of janky looking, honestly.
They're not as good as the 3D games.
No. Crash moves so fluidly in the PlayStation games. It's kind of weird to see him stopping, you know?
I mean, the graphics aren't as good, but it plays pretty much the same. No! Missed one.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I played the Game Boy Advance a lot because I was always like on a bus or something. Like when I was in high school.
But yeah, this does look a little like Donkey Kong Country. You're not gonna hear like "Googa." Oh, he follows you around. That's annoying.
What, the mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, he always did that.
Oh. I guess it didn't bother me as much in 3D. The J of Spades says that the Dave Beckham Soccer is actually a platformer. Is that that's a GBA game? We should,
Dave Beckham Soccer.
Yeah, we should try that out.
All right. Should I stop this one?
All right, a little talking. These games need to have some obnoxious voices. It's oddly quiet.
Yeah, there was plenty of annoying voices on Game Boy Advance games. I mean, you hear Crash when he dies.
Yeah, it's true.
What did you say? This?
Dave Beckham Soccer. Yeah, let's check it out.
What is this music? I think the thing
Is
crashed.
a broken game.
Well, the Wii didn't crash, but I don't think it's supposed to be doing this.
No, this is like very ominous. Unless it's like a very artful game.
I mean, it shouldn't be doing it this much. This
No.
is creepy.
Yeah, it is a little creepy. Let's hang out here for a while.
Where, the main menu? Or
No, in the
creepy
terrible
music?
looping sound. What else? Oh, Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
Wait,
we
is-
could do one of those.
The Final Fantasy Tactics game. Oh, well, I don't know if that's Tactics Advance.
It is.
Oh, okay. That one like starts with a snowball fight, which is really adorable. Oh, there's an Inspector Gadget game.
Yeah, I don't think I've played it. Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town. Klonoa.
Oh, Klonoa, cute.
And I think it also plays Game Boy games. So we could let's play some Quirk. Cause
Sure.
Quirk is what we're talking about.
Ultimate little walking around guy. Right. Just a little refresher, guys. This is our prototypical walking around guy.
Yeah, this little
The
walking
L-wag.
around guy was in our house.
Oh yeah.
He was more than like a logo.
Yeah. Look at that dude.
But like I just found out today that this game doesn't look like that in Japan. He doesn't have the shades. He doesn't have the mohawk or the shoes.
They did that for us.
They did that for us because they saw what we were into. This little walking around guys.
This is Japan commenting on our culture.
No, this is Acclaim making the adjustments.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Acclaim is saying, no, you guys, we'll take it from here. Okay, so with that in mind, I can kind of imagine what the Japanese version of this guy looked like.
Yeah.
He had adorable little eyes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And a little cap.
Oh, that's cute too, but yeah, obviously not a little walking around guy in the way that we're talking about.
This little walking around guy doesn't care. He
No.
would sell anything, like pizzas. He'd sell watches.
Oh, sure. Absolutely not a problem for a little walking around guy like this.
Look at him walking around. That's kind of the point of this game.
Yeah. That you're little and you're walking around.
Like, imagine if they changed everything, like, for the West like that. Like, even Mario.
Yeah, they turned Mario into a little walking around guy.
Well, they did change Sonic for the box art in America. They made him a little bit more like that.
Oh, yeah?
Like, maybe it's even over there. That Sonic 2 up there.
Oh, yeah. That's the American version?
Yeah. The the one for Japan has like a much like, I don't know, like less shiny looking, slick looking Sonic.
There he is. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. This is a unique illustration that I've only ever seen on this box. You can't even see his other eyeball there. Is there another eyeball on his eye?
That's a walking around girl.
Oh yeah, there's his girlfriend. Okay.
There's walking around girls. And yeah, I think the M&Ms are these things. They have so much attitude. Just like the green one and the red one. Forget the other ones.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They average out to a little walking around guy.
Yeah. It's a walking around guy and all his different personalities. His anxious side, his uncool side.
You're right. You're right. His the many facets of his ego. Nice.
But yeah, very, very lucky that was in this folder. I guess I just like never forgot about this game, and I always downloaded it over and over again if I could. Oh, I fucked up.
It's great, and I love that you keep remembering it because it's a very small game. Like easy to forget. I mean, games in general are easy to forget, and somebody has to, if they're worth remembering, somebody has to make the effort to remember them and carry them into the next era. These games, like, you know, they're remaking the same shit over and over again for decades. A lot of this stuff just gets passed by. Or somebody else makes a new version of it and carries on the memory of it that way. I feel like there's a lot of that. That's how we felt about Pictopole.
Yeah.
That cute game that kind of continues the tradition of what was the original game?
See, they don't even talk about this great game that they probably don't even know that they own.
You're right.
There was a game from like 2013 or 14 called Pushmo.
Pushmo, yeah.
And it was a puzzle game, kind of like this, where you could like you can rewind if you make a mistake. It was good, but it was like in 3D, so they only made it like for the 3DS.
Right.
And you can't buy it in a store. You could only download it, and now the store is gone, so you can't even get the game at all.
Yeah.
So the guy who made Pictopole is just like trying to like bring that game back after it was just like made impossible to buy.
Yeah, impossible to ever like recover. Yeah.
Or you can't get it legally, and you also can't even get it illegally that easily, because I've never emulated a 3DS. I don't know if that's easy.
No, and like your average person can't do that, and especially a kid can't do that.
No. Oscar loved Pictopole, and like I was like,
and now he loves Pushmo too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of beautiful to make a game to like just rip off an old game, really. Like I don't personally have a problem with it. I've done my fair share of ripping off the mechanics of old games that I love, and you know, I don't know, just expressing your love for it in that way, and the continuity that you want to see in games. Oh right, we agonized over this one.
Yeah, this one's tough.
Hard.
Well, yeah, like, people always, they notice this shit, and they're like, why don't they bring back this old thing? And, like, these people who made it are, like, in their 70s, and they're not gonna want to do that.
No.
They don't, like, want to go back into the old code, which is on, like, magnetic tape.
Yeah.
And, like, they don't remember how to even, like, get the program or if it even works on their modern computers.
I mean, there are like a couple of video game museums in this country, and they're all trying to get those guys to dig the shit out of their basement.
Yeah.
And once in a while they do, and it's like a miracle when it happens. And then you know, games that never were, or games that disappeared into obscurity are recovered and then preserved. But you know, those museums are a limited number of people with a limited number of resources, and you're not going to be able to save them all. I can save them all. I should put a little walking around guy in perfect tides.
Were they obsolete already by 2003, 2004?
What's that? Little walking around guys? I mean, unless you consider the, the continuation of the M&Ms to be
Yeah.
the last preserved version.
I guess they,
Oh.
like... What?
There is a modern little walking around guy. I just thought of one.
Yeah.
Marcel the Shell.
Oh.
Have you ever seen that?
I've heard of it.
All right, let me
Little
Here.
walking around guy.
yeah, let me get a pic of him.
I've seen what he looks like,
Yeah,
but yeah, you should show the stream.
I'll show the stream on my phone.
Dexter's Laboratory. He's a little walking around guy. He's even got glasses.
It's true. Although he's got a lot of he's got much of a personality. All right, here's Marcel the Shell with
He's
shoes
too
on.
mad. He's not like
Marcel the Shell with shoes
the
on.
shoes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, the shoes are personality.
Oh, Dexter. Oh, this is so cute.
Yeah, I've never played this.
I showed this to Oscar one day. Not this, but the show, and he very, very loved it.
Cool.
No! No! What a great little, like, they couldn't do the real intro, so they made a new one, and it's just as good. Great job, guys.
Dexter's lab is powered by a 6502.
Yeah, you built it in assembly. Dee Dee, no, it's me, Dexter. Come back, my sweet, it's me.
Meow, my sweet. Where were we?
Disgusting teen Dexter.
Yeah, he thinks like, because she's like, if only you were 10 years older. He's like, hold that thought, and like
that
makes
thought.
himself 10 years
He
older
makes
with
himself old and gross, like a gross teenager.
a pimply teen with his like invention.
And he's weak. Like he has no muscles at all. And like the jock boyfriend just comes and kicks his ass. Oh man, so funny.
This is after sabotaging her relationship with this football guy.
Yes. Right. He calls her up and changes his voice to be like the boyfriend's voice. He modulates his voice.
Wow.
And,
Dickhead.
I am your boyfriend and I don't want to be with you anymore because I love my football. Goodbye. Hey, Dexter!
Silence, woman! Get out! Get out! Get out!
So Mandark must be in this game too, right? Dee Dee, right. Mandark loves Dee Dee, right?
Yes. Dee Dee. I guess you can't.
You can't kill her. She just runs around.
Or maybe I could claw her.
That's so great. Oh man, just smiling. She doesn't care. You let her go, and she just starts dancing again. They don't make characters like Dee Dee anymore, right? Kid characters that literally have no brain.
No girl characters that are that stupid.
No, not anymore.
No dumb blondes.
No, she's like barely sentient. Like Dee Dee, I mean, she outsmarts Dexter a lot because Dexter lacks any sort of like, understanding of how like real human interactions work. So Dee Dee gets the upper hand on him.
Yeah.
And she's also just sort of like, she has her instincts to rely on. But in terms of brain power, apart from the occasional suggestion that she might be clairvoyant, she has no brain. There's like a fly buzzing around in there.
You're right. They did occasionally suggest that she had like powers.
Yeah, that she could read minds.
This game doesn't seem very finished.
No, why are you walking through those doors? That seems like pretty fundamental that you would get the masking right.
I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go now.
When
I think I'm done.
Yeah, no more fun. Whenever I'm playtesting my game, the testers just post screen caps of every terrible masking thing that they can find. Like, they'll just walk in front of something that you shouldn't be able to walk in front of and take a screen cap, and it'll just be like, you know, screens and screens worth of like what we just saw there. Like Dexter standing in front of a door that he's obviously behind.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing you fix about your game. Do you think that's an emulator issue, maybe?
It could be. Could have glitched from being not on a GBA.
Could be.
Here, let me show you this one. Let's see how mad we get.
Oh, right. You've told me about this. Okay, let's see. So they're just reusing all the assets, but they're adding bad.
They ported Mario World to the Game Boy Advance, and it's like pretty close, except for the resolution is a little bit lower. But they also added like voices, and I never really liked it.
No.
Like 2D Mario never had a voice before.
No.
I mean, I like these okay, that, you know, you could play the game on a Game Boy.
Maybe you guys shouldn't have left the princess there by herself. Stupid. You fucking morons.
Yeah, why wasn't she in the air? You could have just like got on and off in the air.
You idiots.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, yeah, this already looks like the UI of this is already killing me. Oh, this looks quite bad.
Yeah, the music is also takes a bit of a hit.
Oh. Mandark literally spends the entire series simping for Dee Dee while Dexter sometimes succeeds. You're right. Dexter wins once in a while. It's like Tom and Jerry. Sometimes at the end, Tom is like, ah, and he like kicks Jerry's ass on loop while the credits roll.
Well, there was the episode where Dexter was getting bullied, and at the end he kills the bullies. But of course, Dee Dee had to like smack him in the face with a dodgeball at the end.
Yeah, but that's because, you know, he still has to go home and get bullied by his sister. So this is the same levels?
I think there's new levels, but like I don't know how to get them.
This game seems fake. This is an official release?
This is, yeah, for the Game Boy Advance. It's like you hear the Game Boy Advance is a 32-bit system, and then you see this, and it's a little disappointing.
Yeah, janky.
It is a lot more powerful than the Super Nintendo was, but it's also in other ways much lower powered.
Yeah.
Like, it's much smaller. There's like less pixels here. Look how stretched it is.
Yeah. It's quite the shame. No!
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 Oh my god, these were so dumb. Like, look at how they're named. It's like Super Mario.
Oh, Mario Advance 3 Yoshi's Island?
It's like Mario Advance 4 Super Mario Brothers 3.
Why?
Because bad.
Because bad.
Snood.
Oh, cool. Love Snood. Great game.
Little walking around guy game.
Yeah, they're
Little
all
sitting around.
Yeah, they're sitting around. Love Snood. Played away my college career on Snood. Oh yeah, there he is. Their faces, I love it. Oh, this is like Puzzle Bobble.
Yeah. I had that too in this folder.
You know, I was thinking about how the game Bust a Move, like they call it Bust a Move in America.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with dancing.
No idea.
This is not
Can't
Snood.
explain that one. It is a little different.
It's
It
the
looks like-
guys, but
Looks a little bootleg too, doesn't it?
it does.
That was maybe kind of a Game Boy Advance thing.
The aesthetic of the GBA was bootleg-looking games.
Maybe, yeah. There also probably were a lot of bootleg games.
Yeah. Was it easier for the developers to work on this console?
Maybe, or it was just like a really popular game console that didn't need to be hacked. Which the Wii also was like that.
But
It
I
was
mean,
very popular for that.
But Nintendo never really let fly-by-night developers onto their consoles. I guess things have changed now that there's like an online marketplace, but this was still cartridges. Maybe they got a little looser with the developer kits.
Maybe.
Hard. This game's a little more forgiving in terms of like fitting it between the other blocks.
Yeah. No. Damn it.
No. I would love to just like one day on the stream. I really just want to play. I really want to play Minesweeper on Windows Minesweeper.
Yeah.
That's a game that I feel is impossible to play right now, right? Like you can't play Windows Minesweeper right now without like, you know, being some like shitty phone version with ads on it or like some modern Windows version of it. Oh yeah, Mario Luigi Superstar. I remember this being a fun game.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
This game's a classic.
The way they dance is so cute. Let's have fun.
Let's see if my save file is here. I don't have one.
I can't believe the console that had such a terrible game that we just played also had this.
Yeah.
Oh, cute. Oh, God. Peach is too trusting. Oh, the Toads can't really protect her very well.
No. They're not little walking around guys. Little walking around guys are tough. A little bit. They don't care if they live or die. Toads are afraid of death.
Oh, this is so cute. These animations rule.
Yeah. This game looks great.
So, the new Peach game came out and I didn't hear much. Never a good sign.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's nothing special, but not bad. I don't know.
Maybe it's great. Maybe it's like Final Fantasy X2. Not enough people talk about it because it's girls.
Well, yeah, it's about a girl who changes jobs. Just like Final Fantasy X2.
It's true. That picture of Peach is so cute. And he's just like taking a shower with his picture of Peach in the hallway. cute. Or are they recruiting Bowser in this one, or he's not the real villain?
Well, did you play this game?
No, I don't remember the story. Little tutorial.
No tutorial for me.
All right, so this is it's a little like Mario RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little dance he does when he looks at you is so great. Iconic. Princess is crying.
Oh my god, I was just doing it, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption. Again.
Yeah, if you do it, they shouldn't ask you. But maybe you did it by accident because you're 4.
Oh, you messed it up. I guess I distracted you.
Oh, I see. She can talk. She's rude now. She's talking shit. Oh, she's not even kidnappable. Bowser needs your help. Oh man, this rules.
Yeah, this game is Alpha Dream. They just became dissolved recently.
Really?
Yeah, like the last year or two.
Did they get bought by a larger company and closed?
I don't think so. I think they were owned by a larger company before. I actually don't know.
What happened to Alpha Dream? I mean, these guys know what they're doing.
They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing when they made a whole game about you getting eaten by Bowser.
Wait, is that what this is?
No, that's one of the sequels to this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. Wait, so are you inside Bowser the entire time?
Yeah.
Fun. This just looks so good. This is like a sequel to Mario RPG. It's even got it's got music from all different Mario games.
I think it's got the same composer. Yeah, and this game is also like as creative as that game is, but with 2D pixel art instead of 3D.
Which is also great. How fun. How fun. I should play this. Like, I should borrow Mike's Game Boy and tuck in with this for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love the voices. I feel like you get your Luigi voice from this game. Right? Like the one you do is like...
Oh, no. I don't think so, bro. Yeah, that's my Luigi. There's a lot of Luigi voices like, hey, Mario!
Yeah, that's not him. Okay. Alpha Dream was shut down in 2019, filing for bankruptcy, and they ceased to exist in 2020 as a company.
Goodbye, Alpha Dream.
Sluggish revenues and high costs.
Yeah, they made a remake of this game, and I didn't like it, so I didn't buy it, and then they died.
Somebody's really gotta care about this stuff. None of it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
None of it lasts forever.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't seem like they were the same people. It wasn't the same company that made this game.
Yeah. Oh, like their output was not as good.
Their recent games were like more gimmicky. Like they did a one where they meet Paper Mario. Like that looked dumb. I'm sure it was okay though, because these games are always high quality. It's just like there was one of the ones was kind of frustrating. I heard from Danielle, who was like sitting next to me playing it. Just like got like to a part where you can't get past, and then I was playing it and I couldn't get past it either.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Well, you saw me do one on Final Fantasy X2 today. I played a little before I put my son to bed, and I fought a boss that I had been trying to beat for like 3 days, and I had just level grinded a little bit, so I gave it one try and I beat him. And I was definitely at a point where like I'm like gonna give up after like another day or two of this. Like,
Yeah.
you can't make it that hard, guys. But fortunately, figured it out. More like beta dream.
Didn't you like?
Oh, that's a killer. Oh, you can have him.
All right, there are kind of a lot of tutorials in this.
Yeah.
Can you get to the game?
Yeah, let's play, guys. I want to see Mario and Luigi playing.
Like, when I played this as a kid, my fucking double A's were burning out, and it's happening now.
Yeah, just watching these tutorials, suffering through tutorials.
Why am I saving again? I'm saving because there was a tutorial.
Yeah, exactly. You completed the tutorial.
I don't want to die and have to watch it again.
No. That
Why
would
is
really
Luigi
kill your
not
battery.
coming with me?
All right, time to go. Oh, cute. I love the way he looks from the side. His lip, like his lower lip, really cute.
Oh, Luigi's not going?
What? Isn't he in the title of the game? Come on, you dumbass. Get on the ship. Huh? Oh, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, like, after the Game Boy Advance, they stopped making games like this. These 2D RPGs that had these little cutscenes that are like scripted, like turn left, turn right, animation, panic, that sort of thing, instead of like you know, like the kind that you'd see in Final Fantasy X2, where it's like they're all like actually animated. Sometimes it's even mocap,
right?
But like they don't do it consistently.
No, not at all. No, but it's kind of fun to like watch it and be like, oh yeah, they were going for it here.
Well, even that like is sort of in the same genre as this, and they're both like, those are not like, that's not like how you play a modern RPG, is it?
No. Well, as far as I'm concerned, there aren't modern JRPGs, because the turn-based system has been almost completely abandoned. And I liked turn-based quite a bit. And now you can really only play like an indie game that's like a throwback to the turn-based RPG. Like they're all action-based at this point. Like a Final Fantasy game is not turn-based. So they've lost me. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh fuck, and you know, like have to like use my instincts to play these games. No way. Absolutely not. I want to sit there and take my time. I want to fall asleep and wake up and realize I'm still in a battle.
Yeah.
Yakuza is still turn-based?
Hmm.
Maybe I should get into Yakuza.
Yeah, like when I think of a JRPG, I think of like Dark Souls is now what that is.
Is that, does that have RPG elements to it?
Yeah.
It does? Okay. The Souls games all seem like somewhere between like Prince of Persia and you know, action fighting games to me, where like you gotta fight, but you've also got to use like a particular, like you have to learn the sequence and then use it correctly. I've never played any of these games, but that's like totally just my estimation of what they're all about. Yakuza was an action game that recently became turn-based as a response to turn-based games turning into action games. That's cool. Well, then they're mad like me, so I guess I should play their game. That's cool. Your passport photos. Cute.
Oh no, it's normal. It's fine,
Yeah, it doesn't look silly. Oh, can you make it silly?
Well, yeah, I was trying to make it silly,
Oh.
but he took the picture when I was being normal.
No.
I'm normal.
I'm normal now. Yeah, I'll play any game. I'll play any game by a person who's reacting to how few games are being the thing they want. I mean, that is the perfect reason to make a game, right?
Yeah, because you want to play it.
Yeah, because you look around and you're like, I don't see anyone doing what I desire, and
Yeah.
I'm going to make it then. I'm gonna make it exist.
Yeah, you have to make it now.
Yeah. It does seem like if you want point-and-click adventure games, there's a lot of people making them right now.
Yeah.
At least that's my perception because I'm paying attention to them, but oh yeah, let's see a little battle. Still a tutorial.
Yeah, I already know.
Oh my god, those Goombas are precious. Look at their little mouths. Tutorials. Oh yeah, this is the music I'm waiting for. Those fucking dances. Oh my god, that Luigi dance is so great. I'd love to hold on that Luigi dance for a minute. Oh. All right, let's see that Luigi. Oh my god, so great. So great. Pissed. That's right, I remember when people called the game Miss Pissed. I think that might have been in Mad Magazine, right?
Really?
Pissed.
Pissed.
Because it's a frustrating game.
Oh, I never played Myst. Did you?
No, I kind of watched our older brother play it.
Yeah.
On his PC, but you know, there's like one computer in the house that could play something like that. Everything else was running Windows 3.1.
Yeah.
My introduction to point-and-click adventure games was the first point-and-click adventure game that I played. It must have been King's Quest V. I can't think of anything before that I played, and that was, you know, quite seminal for me. I'm going to I'm gonna make a post about this soon, but I'm going to Adventure Game Fanfare this year, which is a festival that is kind of in the vein of Adventure X, which happens in the UK, which I've never been able to go to. It's a point and click adventure game show for dorks in America who like point and click games, and I'm going in July. I'm going to showcase my game there. And the show is going to be attended by quite a few of the Sierra developers from the 90s. People I greatly admire, whose games I played quite a bit when I was younger, and even today I often revisit. So it's going to be a real dream of a lifetime for me going to this thing. Can't wait. But I am looking forward to seeing what the point and click adventure scene, so to speak, looks like in the United States. I know in the UK they love this shit. I know in Germany they love this shit. But what does it look like when you get all of them together here in the States, where it was invented?
Invented, huh?
Well, I think Roberta Williams is generally credited as developing the first graphical adventure with King's Quest. At least a game where there was a little guy to move around the screen, right?
Okay.
You couldn't click it with the mouse. I believe it was all keyboard based, but it was the first. It was the first where you weren't just what's the word? There's a term for it where you're looking at a scene and you're picking verbs. Like those games came before. There were text parser games where you would look at a graphical scene and you'd type like walk south and stuff like that. But there were no games where the character was being moved on the screen. That came about with King's Quest. So it's kind of, a significant innovation in the genre. I mean, among many, obviously, but that was the first one that maybe even kind of looked like a point-and-click adventure game. This rules. I love that this game exists. Man, it's so early. What are we gonna do with ourselves? Have you seen or heard or read anything interesting this week?
I played the noise update. I finished that game.
Oh right, we saw you do it for quite a few hours last week.
Yeah. I played a lot more when I got home.
Yeah, no, that looked excellent. Good on them for making something cool. And I mean, I'm still thinking about Pulse Day.
Yeah, me too.
That was glorious. And I looked at the Steam reviews, and it is not without its fans. There are definitely people who are enjoying this game. I think it's in early access right now, right?
What's early access? Like,
It's when you can buy the game, but it's like still kind of being tested. It's not like officially out.
Okay. I don't know.
It is on Steam. Pulse Day. I don't know if it's on any other platform, but I would check it out on Steam because getting a game on Steam really, maybe it's not like the most direct revenue payout for the developer, but it's definitely the one where like the algorithm could push it the most. If get it anywhere, but yeah, that's where we played it on Steam, and it was It was terrific and very, very funny. And it's literally just one guy. Like he made the game himself. So that's cool.
Yeah.
We support that. Nito, right? Is that his name?
Yeah, he's Nito, and his game is Nito.
His game is Nito.
I mean, yeah, I realized how much I relate to it. Like when I was really isolated during the pandemic, all the way out in Pittsburgh, like I had like fantasies of people coming to my house to kill me.
Oh my god.
It was scary, and like this guy must like have made this game so he could cope with that feeling.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. No,
that's what you do, right? It was during the pandemic with him too.
I mean, I remember that feeling myself. When there was a time when I lived in Portland, and this was shortly before I got Heidi, which helps to date it. Heidi helped me with this, but I lived alone, and I too had a fear that somebody was going to come into my house and kill me. And I'd had that fear for a while. Anytime I lived alone, but also sometimes when I lived with other people, I would sort of mentally designate a corner of my apartment where the guy was hiding. And I wouldn't ever look there, because as long as I never looked there, the guy who was hiding there wouldn't come out and kill me. And when I moved to Portland, I was trying to shake this. And I moved into an apartment that was very small. It was just like a studio apartment. And even in there, I found the place where the guy was. It was in a closet, you know? That's all it takes. This looks cool as fuck.
Yeah.
So, one time, very shortly before I got Heidi, as a way of, remedying this, I came home at the end of my day, and I opened the door, and there was a workman's glove on the floor, like that I could see from the entrance door. And I had walked into the entrance corridor enough that I had closed the door behind me. And like, it was clearly not my glove. It was a glove I had never seen before. It was a big man's glove. And I stood there for about 30 minutes, unmoving, at the end of my life. I just stood there looking at it. Because if I went backwards, that's it. If I went forwards, that's it. If I did anything, that's it. Dead. And eventually I remembered that my building had sent out a memo that somebody was going to come and check on the gas. And obviously they weren't there anymore.
Okay.
So that was the first time I nearly died. The next time I stood unmoving for 30 minutes was a few years later. It wasn't in my house. I met up with a friend who I was staying with in their city, and he picked me up and actually needed to like go back to work after he picked me up. So he was like, I don't like, I'm sorry I can't stay, but get comfortable. And here's where my office is. Come on over whenever you want. So, I'd been traveling all day, and I wanted to take a shower. So I got in the shower, and while I was showering, I thought I heard the doorknob handle make a sound, but I told myself that I was just hallucinating because like I wanted to believe that because I've done this before, right?
Yeah.
And then I was stepping out of the shower and I literally like saw the doorknob handle go. So I stood there for 30 minutes with one foot in the bathtub and one foot on the bathroom floor. At the end of my life. Stood there for 30 minutes. Then I came to two realizations at the same time. I saw I had a phone. I saw I had my phone in the bathroom with me. So I picked up the phone and I called my friend. And as I was calling my friend, I had an idea about what it might be. And when he picked up, I was like, do you have a cat who likes to jiggle the handle? And he's like, yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, I have been haunted by Hitler's ghost my whole life.
A cat with Hitler's ghost.
Mm-hmm. Hitler's ghost. Yep. I have not done that one in a while. Thanks to Heidi, who I'm gonna have to think of what to do after Heidi's not with me anymore. Because that was I got her like 14 years ago. And she's not really guarding me anymore now that I think about it. But I live in a house with multiple people. Yes, Hitler's ghost, yes.
Well, when Oscar asked me what Heidi's occupation was, I said guard.
I mean, yes, she is, but she's retired. Obviously,
Yeah.
like Heidi has not protected me, except like, you know, she's sort of an emotional support pet, right?
Yeah.
But actually, I kind of think I'm more of that than she is at this point. Like, she jumps into my bed and I'm like, oh, you need me. But I suppose there's emotional support in being needed. This looks great. This looks a little like Yoshi's Island. Like in terms of like the quality of animation and like the fun platforms.
Yeah, this game is kind of different from well, I feel like they'll do with Wario what they wouldn't do with Mario.
Yeah. Yeah, what they wouldn't do with Mario. So do you think this game was an inspiration for Pizza Tower?
Yeah, it's very similar. It even says like in the Pizza Tower bio on Twitter, it says inspired by the Wario Land games. No, it was very much inspired, and in fact, like when I first saw it, I was like, well, they basically just made the same game, and you know, that's cool, I guess. It's kind of like pick to pull, I suppose. But Pizza Tower is a little bit more than this game. It's like it's got its own voice. It's just like using this game as a template for everything it does. And there's actually a fan game of Pizza Tower that uses it as a template for everything it does, called Sugary Spire. That's like very similar, except everything is themed with like sweets instead of junk food.
I mean, I think that's fine. I think that's okay.
It's you know, at first I was like, they just made the same game.
Yeah.
But then I was like, but it's genius.
Yeah. I think it's okay, especially if you're talking about a developer who's just kind of like finding their voice.
Yeah.
Yes, the game I was talking about before is called Pulse Day. I typed out the name in the chat for anyone who wants to find it.
Yeah. It's a single developer.
Yep.
Give him some love.
Just a guy. Just one
a
guy doing
guy.
it by himself. Oh, I see. Okay, this is definitely like Pizza Tower. You gotta go
Yes.
back.
Yes. It's this game was like a template. Yeah, the music in that game is also really inspired by this. Like, just listen to this music for a second. It's got like weird noises.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. They would never do this shit in a Mario game. And yet it is kind of a Mario game.
Well, I found out that it was the guy who made the music for this game usually does sound effects for games.
Ah.
But for this, he did the music, and
That's
it's
cool.
like,
It shows in a way.
yeah.
Sorry, I had to take my headphones off for a sec. Squeezing my goddamn head all day with these things.
But I love that his music inspired those games, like
Yeah.
Pizza Tower. I really loved the new music they had for the update. I loved that this composer is just like insane. Like, all the comments on his songs are like, "Don't do crack, kids," and like they're like, you know, making fun of it, like saying it's the worst soundtrack ever when talking about like the Metroid 2 soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
No, it's a little crazy. It's sound effects, but like,
but it works with the game. Like,
it's genius.
You've got this crazy game.
Yeah, it does. That's just like another. Yeah, that's just the music is another thing they would never let you do in a Mario game, but yes, in a Mario game.
The tribunal would never allow this.
Well, they barely make these games, so that's why they felt they wanted to make Pizza Tower, because they noticed that Nintendo stopped making Wario games in like the Wii era.
Yeah. Yeah, and you feel a longing in your heart for these things, and you think they're still great and they're still worth celebrating. He gets littler when he goes into the water. Yeah, I need to explore some more indie games. I haven't what have I been playing? I like this one called Void Stranger. I played not long ago. It's a good one. I can't imagine a lot of people worked on that game. It is actually a little bit like Quirk, where you're like moving through a board and trying to like find the way across. It's like a 2-bit black and white game. Cute little cutscenes, great music, real sense of excitement as you play it. Check it out, Void Stranger. And then I'm trying to think what else. I've been playing with Oscar. I've been playing what is it called? The edge of the of part I always forget. But Owl's Guard is the name of this game, and it's a point and click adventure. Very 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 cute for kids. Like a perfect game to play with my son. It's a little scary because you can die. It's a point and click adventure where you can die, which like modern developers don't venture into that zone too often anymore.
Yeah.
But great animation, like really really nice art. Owl's Guard, like an owl and a guard. Owl's Guard. It might be GARD.
Okay.
And other than that, I've just been plugging away at Final Fantasy X2. The Gullwings have decided to take on a mission bigger than a treasure hunt.
Yeah, I've been playing a game called Teardown.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a game where you break shit. You just like take a hammer and break these like voxel objects. It's like a house. You have to Demolish.
Sounds great.
It's pretty cool.
Good art.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking. There's not a whole lot to it. You just break shit. You just
Sounds like a
destroy.
good game to play for a few minutes and just chill.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Teardown.
Teardown. I'll write that in the stream. And yes, it is Beyond the Edge of Owlsgard. That's the name. Yeah. Yes. There's a little deer boy. There's a cute little deer boy in it. He's not a deer. He's something like a deer. He's a woodland creature with horns. Finn is his name. Yeah, this music is very bizarre. Yeah, the game that's been dominating. Well, I haven't been looking at social media for a few days. I had to unplug for reasons.
Don't go on social media.
No, and when I turn it off, I realize how much I was looking, and it's not a good feeling. I had to unplug for reasons we'll get into at some point tonight. But last I saw, people were talking about Dragon's Dogma 2, which is like the latest game from Capcom. And like one of those games that like everyone's talking about, but like the Steam reviews are like quite negative.
Yeah. Weird.
The Case of the Golden Idol. Yes, I've heard about that. I've not played. I'd like to. I want to play Pentiment 2. There's a bunch that are racking up, but I'm actually like I'm kind of at a stage right now in my own games development where I don't want to play anything. I don't want to play anything that might influence too closely. I think I would rather play games from different genres right now, as much as possible. So I'm not really grabbing onto too many of those at the moment. What genres am I branching out into? Well, it's still a lot of comfort for me. I've got my JRPG. I've usually got one going, and I like a good puzzler, and I like something kind of out of left field, which is I think what we've been running through here on the show lately. I gotta play more visual novels. I'll be honest, I've barely played any, and I don't think I'd like most of them. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, what's the best one?
Well, I played Slay the Princess, and that would be my favorite.
Okay.
But it's also the only one I've given a chance, so I don't know. Maybe there's another great one out there that feels like Slay the Princess. Probably Scarlet Hollow, which would be by the same developers, but I don't know that there's... I haven't really... Nothing else has really caught my eye that has made me think, oh, this will give me an experience kind of like that. Doki Doki Lit Club. No, I'm not familiar. Great music here, too.
Little walking around guy.
Yeah, a little bit of one.
Yeah, I think there's a couple like that in this game. They're almost shy guys, but they're not shy.
Okay, so Gabby recommends that we play Doki Doki Lit Club and don't look into it at all.
Okay.
Okay, well, what is it on Steam? We'll do another PC night before long. I have a few PC games on deck, so I'll add some indies to that. I love not looking into it. We need more not looking into it in this culture. I hate looking into things. I hate hearing what people say about something before I get to experience it. Did I tell you? I can't remember if I mentioned this on the stream, but like when I went to see Love Lies Bleeding, which I'm not going to describe in any way except that I really loved it. Before the movie, some podcaster did like some video segment where she introduced the movie. I don't know if this was being run for the theater or nationwide or what, but this podcaster, who I've never heard of or seen before, is describing the movie to you before the movie. She went on for like 3 minutes, and she's describing what's so great about the movie, and what happens in the movie, and what the movie is really about. And I just like, I put my fingers in my ears and went la 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 the entire time. And I just kept saying, shut the fuck up, stop talking, I'm not listening to this, la 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 la, I don't want to hear any of this, I don't want to hear any of this. And I was so mad that I had to do that in order to like preserve my expectations. Like that was an assault on my ears, on my ability to experience joy through art. It was terrorism. Unforgivable. Whoever's idea that was to play that before the movie is a villain, is a Thingus villain, in my opinion. A wretched soul.
You're a sicko.
Sick, right? It's like somebody who likes to do that would do that, right?
No!
A freak! And not in a good way. A freak who gets off on sapping people's enthusiasm from them, sapping their ability to enjoy. Horrible. Like, just thinking you're so stupid. Like, you've already made the decision to see the movie, right? They already got my money. I'm there. And now you're trying to ruin it for me?
They're trying to ruin it.
They're trying to ruin it.
Why? They have nothing to gain.
I'm still trying to make sense of it. It was senseless.
They want to make it all about them and how they saw the movie and they got it.
Yeah, they got it. They got what was good about it. But since most people won't. Oh, cute.
Since most the CD.
It's a CD.
I need the CD.
Cute. You're right. Blaze Doll is right that I was mad about a band doing this the week before.
No!
You're absolutely right. That band tried to introduce their songs to me instead of just playing them. They were the ones doing it. That was, I'm still, I'm saddened by that one because it's like the people who made the movie did not want that before their movie. They didn't have any choice.
No.
This band had a choice. And they chose, I don't know, would you describe that as cowardly? Shameful?
What, like to put yourself in front of somebody else's movie?
Yeah. Or in front of your own song.
In front of your own song. Like, here's how to interpret this work.
It's like what a high school student does.
Yeah.
During a critique. Don't do it. Don't do it. But then, especially don't do it for others. That's just mean.
Yeah, putting yourself all over it, like John Lasseter.
Yes. I feel like we covered this, but I do still want to complain about it more. You know, like I mentioned that I saw, I was watching Wings of Desire a few weeks ago, and there was like an effort many years after the movie was released to like restore it and you know, put out the highest quality release of it that had ever been released. And they put the credits for the restoration at the beginning of the movie, and they were quite long.
Yeah.
It was like 20, 30 seconds of new credits at the beginning of the movie. Like, you used to just have like the Janice face, right? You know, like when you see that Janice logo and you're like, oh yeah, here comes quality. Janice Pictures, like at the beginning of a movie. When you see, it's like a stone head, and it's like the logo you see when the movie is like kind of homework, but also you're gonna fucking love this movie. You'll be so glad that you took the time to see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we see that, and then you see the credits from the restoration that were not part of the original opening sequence of the movie. How dare you? You think you're doing this out of love? I think that's what it is. I think it's a misplaced, they feel like they're doing it out of love. But what they're really doing is congratulating themselves for loving it.
No.
That's not love.
No. It's not about you. It's not about your love for it.
No. No. And if you understood, if you really truly loved it, then you would allow people to love it the way you did before your little greasy fingerprints were all over it.
That's how I feel about any like restoration. Not about Pizza Tower. Like I feel like they knocked off this game, but they didn't paint over it with their game.
No. No, absolutely not. Yes, Peter Falk is in Wings of Desire. It's terrific. Go check it out. Go check it out. It's really good. There are good things.
Yeah, I feel like when I don't have any expectation, that means it's gonna be good. Like I'm gonna like it. If I don't know anything about it except for the title.
Yes. Yes. Go in with an open heart and experience something beautiful.
Like you were like, you ever see Uncut Gems? We're gonna watch that.
Oh,
I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
And then we watched Uncut Gems. I was like, that's Uncut Gems?
Yeah, that one really sticks with you, right?
I liked that movie.
Yeah, that was great. Right. Yeah, you didn't know what it was going to be. And if I tried to explain it to you, how would that have enhanced your enjoyment of it?
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, I love a curated experience, but a curated experience that offers no explanation. Just like, I think I know what you're gonna like, right? Like, it's rare. It's rare that I find myself in those situations, and I'd like to have more of them. I think we need to make opportunities for more of them, but we can't hand off curation to selfish people. You have to, the curator has to be someone generous of spirit, who doesn't expect the stupidest of their audience. Who expects their audience has the ability to react in a way that is true to them. You will be amazed at how people react to things if you just leave them alone and let them react. Don't say anything about it. No, don't just say one thing about it. All you'll say about it, no, shut up. Stop saying anything. Let them see.
What about that monkey? That's a little walking around guy.
Oh yeah, he is.
Throw bombs.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this called besides little walking around guy?
I mean, that's what it's called. No one has ever identified it properly.
But like, there's so many of it. It's like a little dude with attitude. He's not just a head, but he's mostly head.
He's mostly head.
And he gave me gas, I guess. Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mad Men previews were awesome. You're absolutely right. Mad Men previews were so great. Did you ever watch Mad Men?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Did you ever watch it on TV?
No.
All right. So like I mostly didn't either. So I had to kind of find out about this later. But like, you know, Mad Men is an excellent show that if you've never seen it, you should check it out. But like the coming attractions for the next episode were so contemptuous of the idea of such a thing that they were all just like, next week on Mad Men. And it was like a character picking up the phone and saying, hello. And like, it was just all stuff like that that did not convey anything about the story. What do you mean? It's you. Someone knocking on a door.
Yeah.
They gave you nothing. Yeah, it was great. It was great. I don't know whose choice all that was, but obviously whoever did that had an agenda. They did not want the stupid coming attractions to tell people anything. I love the little map stuff, the little overworld stuff too. There's no overworld in Pizza Tower, is there?
There's just like a lobby.
Okay, right.
I don't know why I can't get to the next stage. Thought I'd need to get that item, but no.
Guess not.
But anyway, I like this music.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, this is awesome. That's a little walking around guy. Are those sunglasses?
I think maybe. He's a little walking around guy. Look how he doesn't give a shit. He didn't care that he's dying.
No, doesn't care about death.
He's chill.
Yeah,
he would never be in Mario because he's cooler than Mario.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be like, why don't they make the game about this guy?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd want to be him. But, you know, compared to Wario, he's just like a little wuss.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's not very powerful.
But yeah, this composer is Ryoji Yoshitomi.
Mm-hmm.
And he also did the sound effects for Mario Paint.
Nice.
So
I mean, those are terrific.
I mean, yeah, like he's not really much of a full-time composer, but like, you know, just like that's genius.
Yeah, I know.
That's a genius composition.
Oh yeah. Yep.
The dog. It like they use a real dog now in the modern version of that.
That's really too bad.
It's still kind of cute with the dog, but like I love that. That was perfect.
Do you feel like that influenced Dog of Wisdom at all?
Maybe.
Hard to say. It's been rattling around in there for so long.
It's like it's amazing how influential he is now with like, you know, barely even being a composer. And now, like, people are, like, literally just copying him and, like, turning what he does into, like, a genre.
I mean, that rules.
It's
It
awesome.
takes a while, doesn't it? It takes a while for those people to grow up and make video games and music and shit.
Yeah.
Cha. Wow, wow. Cha, wow, wow.
Chapapa.
I want the Mondas.
I want this. Can I have this?
For those of you who have not seen, Joe released a new video 2 days ago.
It
It
was
is,
the this. Give me Mondays.
Ah. I love the things that ha means. It's lunch. Ah.
Yeah, I suppose that is. If you say it's lunch, you're alerting everyone in the pack. Ah.
So yeah, Papa Scatito is getting a lot of play in people's brains, I would say.
Yeah.
Papa Scatito.
Scatito. Yeah. I wasn't sure if I was going to actually subtitle it with Papa Scatito, but I think that was funny.
Yeah, there's something about there's a real emphasis on the words that the dogs really do say that lets you know that you should be paying attention. Delicious. Papa's Catito. It sounds like something they would have at Taco Bell.
There's no friends to help point the way in this game.
No, Wario has no little friends.
I have none.
Now, that looks like a little walking around guy too.
Yeah, he's got an attitude. I mean, I guess Mario might have a few with like the Buzzy Beetles. Oh, this is the wrong way.
That's true. The Buzzy Beetles have the L-Wag swagger.
Yeah,
They got the
L-Wag
wagger.
swagger. Yeah, the little walking around guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what are some known L-Wags? Mr. Potato Head is one. He's got the attitude all throughout Toy Story.
Oh, yeah.
He's making dirty jokes the whole time. I was just watching it and it was like, holy shit, dirty joke. I didn't notice.
Oh. Yeah, what's he say?
He's
Well,
like,
a bunch of his stuff falls out of his ass at one point.
It's like, he's
It
like,
says
"Do we
something
gotta
about
hold
penis
hands?"
envy.
Yeah. Laser envy.
Yeah. Nice one, Patat.
Yeah, moving, buddy. Do we gotta hold hands? Like, everyone's snickering. Yeah, he does a couple jokes like that. But yeah, like, cool spot, I'd say is like the ultimate one. Like, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah.
But like, what about the origins? We were talking a little bit.
Oh yeah, the Tropicana the 3D oranges that Pixar animated, right?
Oh, I don't know. I thought that was 2D animated.
No, those are 3D and they're cool.
Oh, okay. We'll have to check that one out too.
I think the oranges are cool, or maybe it's the straw that's anthropomorphic.
Well, I was just watching one with a 2D animated orange that was cool.
That was cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure there's a Pixar commercial. We'll have to post it to the Discord.
Okay, yeah. They did a lot of commercials, and I know there were some oranges in them.
Yeah, I watched it on a VHS the other day of, gosh, I can't remember what. It might have been The Rescuers Down Under, if you want to get like a date for it, which was like a... Oh, no, you and I watched that together, right?
Yeah.
So you would have seen it too. Okay, so it must have been something else. We watch a lot of VHSs around here. In this room of VHS. I don't know if I've ever shown the chat what this room looks like. I'm gonna pull back the curtain and show you guys how many videos are in this room. Videos in our room here. Sorry for the sound. My darling Mike is an enthusiast. He kindly lets us set up shop in his museum once a week.
Yeah, also he helps us with a lot of the problems that we have.
He absolutely does. He's a literal Thingus hero.
But like most of the time it's like he touches something and it fixes it.
Yeah, he set it up. He knows.
Like there was at least 4 consoles where that exact same thing happened. Where when Mike turned it on, it worked.
Yeah, he blesses it and it works. I don't know how he does it. It's probably though, I don't know.
Blesses it.
Yeah, he just knows. He just knows it so much more than we do.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we've had quite a few conversations about this where I'm just like, you need to explain to me how this works, because sometimes I feel like if I was alone in this house with no way to reach you, I would not be able to work any of the machines here. And that feeling can really close in on you, you know? That feeling of like, I don't think I know how anything in this house works. Am I a prisoner in this house? I can't operate any of the machines? How many VHSs does he have? I do not have the answer to that. We will need to bring Mike on to give you the answer. He has more than he has on display here. They have been stored, and he has a system. A prisoner of boredom. Yes, I'd be very bored if I couldn't operate the machines here. Excuse me. I cannot keep these things in my ears, Snake. The Canadian fawns.
Yeah, that's how it feels when you get to work.
Yeah, he says A, but it's like EH. What's next?
Yeah, what else?
Why don't you play the SpongeBob game? I can kind of see what the sprite looks like in my head.
Yeah.
You know, just like some shitty like Warner Brothers ass drawing of SpongeBob posing. Are Nickelodeon games ever any good?
I don't know. I think there was one that got a remake because it had a fan base. It was like the one for GameCube, Battle for Bikini Bottom.
I see. This music is already kind of off the mark, in my opinion.
Well.
Oh yeah, there we go. Ah.
Finally, SpongeBob left. Now I can masturbate in peace.
The UI, I like that the UI matches the show. It's fun.
I feel like this is giving me flashbacks to like a terrible Flash game I played like with Squidward.
Oh yeah. Where Squidward's trying to get SpongeBob back. Maybe he was.
I don't know. I don't remember the point of that game, but the art was a lot worse than this. But
yeah, that fish running at you is pretty intense.
yeah, the weird like 3D graphics.
Yeah, why are
Kinda
they all
ugly.
3D but SpongeBob is a drawing? Is SpongeBob 3D? He kind
Yeah,
of is.
he is.
Yeah, he's just got like a 2D face, which is, I guess, he looks okay. The enemies look weird.
I feel like the other SpongeBob game was better. Do you remember the one we had?
No.
Well, there was one for Game Boy Color.
Oh, that must be what I'm thinking of.
It had some cool music. I don't think I have that
I
here.
don't remember.
I think it would have probably been next to this game.
Hmm.
This game is, you know, I'm sure the quality of that game was similar to this, but
Yeah.
the music was great.
Mm. Was there ever a Hey Arnold game?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I remember you downloaded it.
I downloaded it because I really liked Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Cute. He got bigger.
Well, yeah, I also downloaded a lot of these games, like all of them, basically.
They're like, they couldn't even get Tom Kenny for this.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Like, right? How great would that be? That right. Like if he gets an item.
Or like when he bounces off of that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that sound?
I don't know.
Terrible.
Yeah, awful.
Karate chop.
Yeah, like it's supposed to sound like you're punching SpongeBob in the stomach.
Alright, enough of you.
Yeah, enough of this. You remember the Hey Arnold? Hey Arnold had a movie, and yeah, the plot was that there was a kiss. That was like something that was spoiled in advance. I remember it. I remember that being terrible. I remember that movie being terrible. I'm sorry to say, because I love it so much. I love the show so much. And then they made another one, which I really wanted to see when I first heard about it. And then 20 years later when they made it, I didn't care anymore, so I never saw it. But I heard that they finally made it. Did they get all the child actors to reprise their roles? Or did they find some real kids? Arnold they kept replacing, right? Because he kept growing up. Like the child actor who played Arnold.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Oh, this is cute. Oh, you're in Game Boy World.
I'm a little walking around guy.
Yes, Kirby, absolutely. Kirby's not worried. He's not afraid of death. He's very brave.
Yeah, he's pretty chill. Like you can't be too angry. Like a Goomba is not a little walking around guy.
Yeah, he's mad.
He's too mad. He's mad at the
No,
world.
no.
Kirby's in charge.
Yes.
He's in control. He's confident.
Yes.
That's why Goomba's not playable.
The Harold movie is lost media, so they had like basically already made it, and then they finally released it. I do remember it being like this project that was canceled. Arnold's grandmother is a terrific character.
Yeah.
Another woman without a brain. They don't make them like they used to.
Yeah.
Like, she once had a brain, it's gone. Every once in a while, she says something like a little wise, right? And there's a suggestion that maybe there's some wisdom in there. But for the most part, she's like, I'm a bunny rabbit. Those eyeball guys.
Are they a little walking around guys?
It hasn't been established whether you can be a little walking around guy with one eye.
Oh, why not? Can have an attitude.
Yeah, I don't see
What
why
about
not.
Mike Wazowski? He's got an attitude, although maybe he's got too much of a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I don't think Mike Wazowski is a little walking around guy. His species could potentially be that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. One eyeball is fine.
Yeah, one eye is a thing, I think. Little walking around guy.
Eye.
Well, just, I feel like his walking around, he's like going nowhere. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just going nowhere. That's me right now.
Yeah,
being
no-
a little walking around guy.
Yeah, around is where you're going.
Going around, killing.
Yeah.
Like, killing that guy.
There's this line in a Jerry Seinfeld stand-up special that Mike and I are always saying, where he's like, women, they're always wanting to know what you're thinking about. You know what men are thinking about? Nothing. Nothing. They're thinking about nothing. Just walking around, looking around. I feel like I go back to that so much. Walking around, looking around.
Is that what men are thinking about? Nothing, just looking around, walking around.
You tell me.
I guess. Just like, what's going on? What's here?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's definitely what Jerry Seinfeld is doing. He's definitely just walking around, looking around. He's driving around, looking around.
Driving around.
Are there any little driving around guys?
I guess Wario. He had that car.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be really small. Your car has to be really small, I feel
Stuart
like.
Little.
Yeah, he's a little driving around guy.
Olimar
Who's that?
from Pikmin.
Oh, cute. Yeah.
He's got a spaceship. He's like this big.
Oh, yeah, very small. Small guy in a small car. Yeah, that's a different genre entirely. Definitely not, it's definitely not dependent on the era in which all of them were created. There's always a new little guy in a car.
Well, who do we have?
Who do we have now? Who's our tiniest guy in the tiniest car?
Our little guy in the car. Little guy in a car. Is this a new kind of guy?
A new kind. Yeah, we found a new guy.
We found a new kind of guy. We had little walking around guys, and now we have a little guy in a car. We're trying to think of other examples.
We're trying to make a little guy in a car happen.
A little guy in a car. Well, it's like most of these characters don't have like a car. I mean, Mario has a little cart.
Yes.
Kirby has a star that he rides around.
Mm-hmm.
Goku has a cloud.
Yeah,
He's
Goku has a
guy.
cloud. Little guy riding around.
Little guy riding around. Yeah, that's what it's called. Little guy riding around like Stuart Little.
There's something about
car.
there's something about a guy riding around frictionlessly that's funny, right? Like I'm just riding around. like the world is moving and I'm just not moving. Right? That's why hoverboards were funny a few years ago. Like there was nothing funnier teens could do to piss off adults than stand completely still and move around.
Yeah, what are teens doing? They're just little guys moving around.
They're not allowed anymore. They're not allowed to move around anymore. They move around on their phones, but you never see teens riding around on those hoverboards anymore. But I mean, you know, they still ride skateboards and bikes and stuff. That's another version of riding around without moving, right? A skateboard, you can stand still.
I mean, I didn't fucking do that. When I was a teen, I played Kirby games on my Game Boy.
Well, yeah, but the teens who were riding a skateboard were cool, right? And they were pissing off adults by not moving much. Like, getting around without really moving their legs.
I mean, I don't know, like, isn't a skateboard like a legitimate way to get around? It's like a bicycle.
Yeah, well now, because all the skaters are old. My pandemic insanity was that I bought a skateboard.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, when I'm like, I was like a 34-year-old mom. I'm like, all right, time to learn skateboarding. But you know, we all did crazy things back then, didn't we?
Yes.
I rode around for like a couple months, like that summer. I had fun, but I also fell a few times, and I was like, if I continue to practice, I will break a bone, and I don't have room in my life for a broken bone at all. Like, if a bone on me breaks, that changes like 4 people's lives.
Yeah.
It changes everyone in my family's life, and whatever person needs to help us now. So I had to give that shit up. All right. We've passed the 10 o'clock mark. Usually now is when we talk about our heroes and villains. Do we want to get into the realness? Let's talk about it. So we alluded to this last week. I brought it up last week. And I did not name this person. But I spoke of a cartoonist who got into big trouble online, and since last week, that person has died by suicide, and I've been kind of wrecked by this. I think to some extent everybody who followed it or talked about it or, you know, jumped in, I imagine that everyone in their own way is kind of picking through this and sorting it out and trying to make sense of it. I don't believe that anybody involved knowingly wanted this guy to die, and at the same time, everyone participated in a culture well established online that can drive somebody to kill themselves. And even though nobody really expected this, in hindsight, it does seem like perhaps we are very lucky that it doesn't happen more often. It's hard to say when a community of artists or fans or what have you online, or just people who love the spectator sport of yelling at somebody online, you never really know when the person you're yelling at is perhaps hanging on by a thread or very badly needing the thing that you're trying to take away from them. And that maybe if that thing is taken from them, they will no longer see a reason to live. So we were kind of laughing about this guy last week, and you know, I've been working through what that was to me and why I was doing that, and I believe that what I said came from a place of pain and you know, my own experiences, and I was genuinely hurt by what he was being accused of, and you know, not directly so much, but indirectly, what he was being accused of was really hitting a nerve that I think perhaps it hit for a lot of people. But I was also just having a good old fucking laugh with it, and I feel very terrible about it now. I don't think he saw what I said about him. I don't think he heard what I said about him. But I do regret it, and I do consider this guy somebody who was an artist, and he was about my age, and I feel that although there are things about his you know, alleged behavior and his attitudes that are pretty maddening to me and hard for me to understand, I think I had more in common with him than I was different from him. And you know, I want to acknowledge that it is, you know, it is devastating for anybody who loved him, and it is devastating to me as you know, somebody who considers him my peer, that he's gone, and that his passion for the craft of comics and his, you know, his comics. I mean, you know, we won't lose his comics, but he will no longer be making them, and I'm really very saddened by the whole thing. And you know, I guess I kind of wanted to talk a little bit more broadly about what it is we're doing here. Not you and I right here, but in general, what it is we're doing here by having these little fuck off fests, having these, you know, heads will roll kind of events online. What is that, and what the fuck are we doing, and does anyone come out a winner from all of this? What say you, my brother?
Fuck off fests. That's a good one. I said cancel killed before.
Yes.
That's literal. Yeah, I mean, there was a fuck off fest. There was a dog of wisdom fuck off fest.
Yeah. I mean, you have experienced this before.
Yeah.
Not for messaging teenagers, which would you know, perhaps would be a different conversation, but you have incensed the internet before.
Yeah.
And felt their wrath. And, you know, there were times during those years where I looked at what was happening to you and I wondered if I would be able to get through some shit like that. And, you know, I'm looking back at it now and I'm like, I don't know what that was like. And I'm not quite sure I know how you got through it. I mean, when I'm looking at it from a distance, I can see that, as you've kind of described, a lot of these people are like getting on the internet for the first time today and yelling at you.
Yeah.
Yelling at the person who's in trouble.
Yeah, like I talked about that shit last time. Like, I'm just here for the sex pest.
Yeah. That
I just got here. Who is that?
right. And if you're looking at it from a distance, then you can say, okay, well, like obviously I can't weigh my own worth based on what these people think of me.
No.
They just came into existence today.
Right.
And then I look at the people who kind of rabble rouse from different ends of the woke or unwoke spectrum, who kind of just do that for a living. And I certainly don't value their opinions when it comes to judging whether my life is worth anything. But that's from a distance. When you're in it, is it easy or even possible to determine whether these people who want you dead are right or not? You should be dead. And I don't know if that's always clear. If you're in a panic about it, if maybe some of the things they're saying have some truth to them, then maybe you would take that seriously. And all it takes is a moment of believing it's true. It doesn't take much more than that to do something irreversible. And how many times do we want to push that button and see if someone dies? And maybe the more important question, which I'm still kind of wondering, well, I fear I know the answer, is who benefits from this? Because I've not seen many instances where the original victim, the person with the original complaint, has not regretted saying anything at all. So it's not them. And I don't know if I believe that the people who live on the internet and war with their keyboards all day, I don't think what they're getting out of it can be called benefiting either. They had a good day at the slots, for sure. They hit the button and money came out. But the house is gonna win, because the house always wins. And I think ultimately, these social media platforms are taking, they're taking absolutely everything that was left of what it is to be human and interact with other humans, and heightening that into something so irresistible and that is basically a dead end. It can only cease to happen when the person ceases to live. Right? There's no end game. There's no end game to yelling at somebody. Except that you want them to go away. Either by logging off forever, which is perhaps what most people thought they were looking for, or dying. There's no other possible outcome that would end the anger. And having seen both of them, I don't think either one is worth it. I pretty strongly believe that there is never an outcome that is a net good for anybody involved. And I think that we have an I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go, guys, but I think we have a moral obligation to ourselves and to humanity to get off of these platforms and stop relating to each other through them. Stop letting them mediate human relationships. We can't go on this way. This is not experiencing life. This is something strange and different. And we can never actually understand the truth of any of this either. It's not like it even gives us truth that we didn't want. It gives us nothing. Nothing but misery. Even the people, I got off the platforms, but I accidentally looked at some stuff, just making a post that Thingus was on the air, and then later going on another computer that I hadn't logged out of. I accidentally saw some stuff. And what I saw was that people were making themselves and one another miserable by even trying to talk about this now. By even trying to react to this now. And this is not a way, this is not a way for us to, we shouldn't have done this, and we shouldn't be using it now to process what has happened. This is truly bad for us. And there's no way out except to reject it all. And find some other way. I mean, there are other ways, but we have not been using them lately. Find other ways to connect with human beings. Because this is a dead end. This is a death sentence for all of us. Either by literally dying at its hand, or putting years of our lives into this pursuit of what basically amounts to stimulation. Not even anything real.
Yeah, I mean, when you came to visit me in Pittsburgh last year, you were like, we should make a show together. You should delete your Twitter. We did both of those things. I deleted my Twitter, You know, like I still have a Mastodon, but it's like diet Twitter. It's like nobody cares about it.
It's just like you and like a few people.
It's like everyone there is smarter than I am. On Twitter, everyone is stupid. Like all the people on Mastodon are like developers, and they have like developer jokes in their Mastodon tweets.
There's a filter there that prevents your average person. We've talked about this. If you start to explain Mastodon to somebody, they're already walking away. Like they hear your voice getting quieter as you start to explain it. I'm very glad that you're not on Twitter anymore. And that we're making this show together instead.
Yeah. Streaming is fun. It's nothing like tweeting. You're not in control. People have to listen to only me.
We are kind of, you know, we're kind of like, you're in our house and you're gonna hear what me say.
Yeah, like don't put someone else's fucking tweet right above me. Don't put someone's shit below me in like an ad.
Yeah. If you don't like what we're saying, you can change the channel.
Yeah, like this is like the radio. You have to be tuned in literally to one thing instead of just like an endless vomit feed of little chunks of all your favorite people.
Yeah. Yeah. And ways to agitate you, like ways to just agitate you into anger or just keep you in a state of agitation that will keep you interacting with the platform. I've never had an experience where I felt trapped watching a streaming show.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all need to meet up in person again, too. I think, you're talking about what's so great about us doing the show in terms of Twitch, the platform. But, like, I think what's great about the show is that you're here living in Philly and hanging out at my house.
Yeah.
And we get together every week and play video games together like we used to. And, I'm very glad to have all these nice people in the room paying attention to us doing that. But I would do that I would find any reason at all to do this. And I think it's special. And that, and that I wish everybody had something like that. This is a little bit of therapy for me, I must say.
Yeah.
I get to come on here and talk about the week's events and express how I feel about things without editing myself. Everybody here knows I'm a moron and I'm coming up with things as I say them. And it is quite freeing to be able to work ideas out in real time, conversationally. I think everyone needs that. Everyone needs some version of that. Just exploring their own thoughts with other people. And the internet at large is not set up for that. It kind of discourages that. Oh. Our favorite.
Yeah, this is just the blank Tetris Attack. It's just Puzzle League.
I see. Okay. Oh, it's still fun. It's the same.
It's the same.
Yeah. I would play this too. Music's nice.
Yeah, the music is cute.
Working ideas out in real-time conversation is my favorite kind of pod hangout. Yeah. Basically, yeah. Oh, thank you for enjoying the stream. That's very nice. It's, yeah, I mean, it's nice to feel like there's some people in the room, you know? But, yeah.
You don't have to, like, your attention, people's attention isn't divided into, like, 20 different people.
Yeah, 20 different people who are, like, perhaps trying to, like, make a buck off of you.
Yeah.
Here at Thingus, we make no money.
But we should.
We deserve to, but we won't.
We should make Thingus milk jugs. Sell milk.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I can't believe we're just giving it to them. Every 40 days or so.
Got milk?
No! Yeah. Charging the batteries is a good way of putting it. Hanging out with people and just, like, having those great talks that, like, you know, all week long, you're like, oh man, when I was talking to the other day, they were saying this and I hadn't, like, thought about it that way. And you just, like, have all these great conversations with people that you vibe with. And, boy, does that feel good. But, yeah, I'm sorry that Ed was so sad. I really am. A lot of the conversation is about how we simply must hold him accountable. And, you know, we're never really gonna know exactly what happened. I'm inclined to believe that at least some of what he was accused of is the truth. But we're not gonna know now. And, I wish he was still here. I think in a kinder world, we would have been able to figure this shit out. Dribbling the honey down people's throats when you persuade somebody. Yeah, that's pretty sick. That's freak talk right there. Something you want to say?
Yeah. It is really alienating when you think, like, you're gonna have a social life online and then, like, everyone just, like, stops wanting to talk to you because, like, you become crazier over time because, like, you're freaked out by things you see online.
I mean, everybody becomes crazier all the time. You know, people become weirder just by getting older. And then, pandemic didn't help anybody.
Yeah.
And being online makes you crazy because you are trained to behaviors that have no application in the real world.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's why a lot of the time when somebody posts a suicide note or a manifesto, there are things about it that are indecipherable to most of the people who read it. Because they had heightened in their mind the significance of these things that are very online-brained things to care about, you know?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, we've all kind of fallen into that trap at some point where we believed harder in something because at some point it was a source of comfort or salvation for us. I spoke to a friend about this the day that Ed died. We talked on the phone, and we were talking about how for each of us, at some point, comics felt like a lifesaver. It felt like a way out of misery. And it doesn't anymore, because we have found other things that, you know, we can fill our lives with. But that doesn't mean everybody has. A lot of people are clutching to the thing that once saved them. And they have not found strength beyond it yet. And maybe they never will. And that's a shame to me. I don't know what to do about it. Oh, this is so cute. Pandemic broke half the population's mind. Yes, I'm inclined to agree. There's some
pandemic bankruptcy, I think you called it, or
yes,
going bankrupt on,
yes,
on everything you said on Twitter.
Yes, I still think it's okay. Like if you feel like you need to double down on some crazy shit that you started thinking or saying or doing or committing yourself to during the pandemic, it's a little fucking late, but go ahead and just declare bankruptcy on that. You don't have to commit to that forever. It's okay. You can do something else. You can tell people, I got crazy during the pandemic. Please forgive me. And I think, you know, we've all had a decent amount of time to think about what those years did to us. I would like to believe that people are capable of forgiveness. I know that the events of the week have definitely, you know, in a terrible way, inspired a more open-hearted approach in me. And I really would like to think that people have the capacity for forgiveness if they can pull away from these horrible social media platforms that control our lives. I think forgiveness is a lost art in this age.
No, people don't want to forgive you. They want you to, like, die or suffer or something.
Well, I think when you feel that you are suffering, that you have been wronged, and that no one has really, I don't know, it hasn't been acknowledged, or you haven't been given the comfort or catharsis that you're looking for in the face of that pain, then you will sort of blindly look for somebody else who is vaguely causing the same type of pain elsewhere, and attach yourself to that. And I'm here to say that that isn't right, no matter how real that pain is. It isn't right to seek out that hurt in somebody else. I mean, the sad fact is that most of us are walking around with people who've hurt us, who will never really understand how they've hurt us. You can't make them understand. And obviously, on the opposite side of that, we are walking around like fucking morons, completely oblivious to the ways we've hurt others. And they will never be able to make us understand. We just won't be able to know. You know, we might be able, you can tell us, but we won't really be able to know how we've hurt others. There are things that are just, they are not reconcilable with the person who hurt you. So obviously, you know, you're looking to reconcile it elsewhere. And revenge elsewhere is not going to do it. It's not going to give you your fucking honey. Your goddamn honey. Killing me won't give you your goddamn honey.
Yeah, it's true. Like, is anyone going to enjoy the murder or like the Twitter bullying and dogpiling to death of anyone? Like, does anyone get enjoyment out of that?
I don't want to know them if they do. I don't think anyone enjoyed it. I don't think so. And I certainly hope not. I certainly hope not. I think a lot of people are coping with it as I am doing right now. Coping with the distress that this causes them. At bare minimum, if not total despair. But the only way to feel better is to find forgiveness yourself. And I'm not saying that's easy. It's really fucking hard to forgive. Do what you have to do to forgive. And, you know, for me, I try to make art about it and work through my ideas that way. But there are many ways to find forgiveness. And I wish that on everyone. Not to excuse what has been done, but to give some peace to the person who has been wronged. It is possible to forgive without inflicting more suffering.
Yeah, like, you don't excuse what they did, but you forgive, like, you feel like they're still a person after they've done it. Like, they obviously had issues and needed help before.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, when you crossed paths, when you collided, whatever, you know, you were just one aspect of what was going on in their lives. Nobody, they didn't scheme. Well, maybe they did. Look, some people do truly unforgivable things. Let's not paint such broad strokes. It may be impossible to forgive. But the only choice we have is to make sense of things on our own. There's no alternative.
You have to give yourself peace by forgiving.
Can't do anything else. It's the best we've got. Yeah, I want to get out there this summer, this spring and summer. I want to go out a lot. I want to go camping. I want to go to events with other people. I want to feel like I'm out among people. And, you know, be out in the world. Be a little walking around guy in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Please get off of Twitter and be a little walking around guy. Just like get a pair of sunglasses and maybe a cap. Anything that makes you look cool, like a nice pair of shoes. Get off of your fucking phone. God.
Get off.
Delete Twitter, delete Facebook, delete everything.
Delete it. Delete it and then try to look at your phone and do something that's not those things. You will be amazed at how quickly you get off of your phone when you don't have those things on it.
Yep.
When I'm like, time to look at my phone, I'm looking at email. And that's it.
It's really a tragedy that like they invented these fucking things to save like 2 or 3 seconds doing something on a phone, making it like a little more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
And it's taken away all of our fucking time and all of our lives.
Yes, and all of our choices.
Yeah. Yeah. You watch what you say because this fucking thing says so.
Yes. It is funny, Lopsy, you say that you feel isolated for not having Twitter and TikTok, and yet you're better off. I mean, I think it's, I know what you're feeling, but I think it might be the other way around. I think people who are on these platforms feel very isolated.
Yeah.
And there's no greater evidence for that than seeing what happens if one day you're rejected on there and you feel like you have nothing.
Yeah, like what kind of sick place is this? Why would you want to hang out here where it's like everyone's just like killing each other and then like they're going to kill you next?
That's the thing, like you're always next. It's like, you know, the more you hang out there, the better chance it is that you're going to become the product one day. The product being the villain of the day. Villain of the week or whatever. The one everyone feasts on.
Yeah, like an evil mustachioed German dachshund in World War I dropping bombs from its Zeppelin.
I got the bomb, I got the bomb.
I hate democracy. I got the Heisenberg.
Yeehaw! It's not just logging off you gotta do. You gotta kill that part of you that formed when you were logged on. Absolutely. It's like a calculus that formed over you. And yeah, it's disgusting. You ever avoid the dentist for years and then chip off a piece of what you think for a second is your tooth, but then you realize it's just all the fucking shit that was on your tooth?
Oh my god, there's like a whole genre of YouTube video where it's like this person, it's like Dr. Pimple Popper. It's the same idea.
Right, for the calculus on your teeth.
The calculus. And I thought it was called tartar, but calculus is a better word.
Yeah, that's the word. It is the right, what's the level before tartar, before calculus?
Oh, plaque?
Plaque, right?
Yeah.
And it calcifies into bone.
Yeah.
But it's not very strong bone. And if you take a pick to it, you can shatter that disgusting shit and knock it all off of you. And you're under there. And what's under there is stronger than this shit.
Yeah.
You're still in there. Don't let that rot in there.
Yeah, don't let the calculus masquerade as you.
No.
You're so much more than the calculus.
Yeah, that shit's gross. You know, you might need a scraping and planing to get that shit off of you. But the first step is to stop eating that shit and forming it around you.
Yeah, get off. Log off of stupid.
Log off of
X.
stupid. And look, I got to be clear. I'm telling myself this too.
Yeah, it's true. You told me to get off, and you're still on it.
I feel that I must engage with the people who are interested in my game on there. But
Yeah.
you're absolutely right that I could set up a script that would allow me to tweet without ever having to log into Twitter.
Yeah.
I think that's the next step.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave my friends on there behind, but that's exactly why the platform exists, because of my fear of leaving them behind. And that's not what I'm afraid of anymore. I'm afraid of the people I love festering on here. And I'm afraid of myself festering on there.
Yeah. When you could flourish right here.
Playing finished games that are perfect.
This is a natural environment, this couch with this television.
Yes.
And Joe.
And Joe. Natural environment. I was born into this.
It's like...
It's our habitat.
It's like complete pariah, hated figure Joe.
Well, I can tell you, you've never for 1 minute been that to me.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably my first step in understanding how senseless all this shit was. Was that when you got canceled, I was like, well, yeah, but he's Joe. He's not that, he's Joe. And that was all I needed. Everybody is Joe. I mean, well, not everybody is Joe. Not everybody is Joe.
No.
We got a special guy here.
Special little guy, like Bart Simpson.
But everybody is somebody to someone. And that has nothing to do with the internet. Heroes and villains. It's 11 p.m.
Villains, Twitter.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Killers.
The end of all things. Fucking Mount Doom.
Yeah, throw it in the fucking diarrhea fire pit, finally.
Yeah. Let's get away. Let's get away.
Stop checking in every morning to hot diarrhea hotel.
Using your key card.
Yeah, you can't even look at Twitter anymore unless you're logged in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not allowed to look.
Suck.
Well, that's good, because when you're logged out, you don't look at it.
Yeah.
Same thing with Instagram. Same thing with Facebook.
Yeah, they're all totally like completely walled.
Yeah, they're walled off, but that's a good thing. You can log out and not look. You can log out and forget your password and not look.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Don't look at that shit.
No. I got plenty of entertainment right here.
I have like, there's like Discord. There's like people who talk on Discord.
Yeah, you can choose who you hang out with in places like that. I mean, look,
Yeah.
all of these platforms you're describing are well and good until they're not. You know, Discord is seems like it's getting worse all the time. I get random messages like, Blorbo misses you, from Discord.
Yeah.
All of this could go. I mean, Twitch could go. It's all gonna go.
Yeah. I mean, like, YouTube comments are less toxic than Twitter is.
I mean, I think you know, as far as the internet goes, life will find a way to express joy and you know, collectively celebrate great things and be friendly with one another and commune over things worth talking about. But along the way, a multinational is going to pick your pocket and steal your identity and track everything you do. And we all need to survive this together and recognize that how strongly our experiences are being manipulated at this point, and that the thing that matters most is the things that make us human, and that we can't give that up so that a company can once again report earnings that quarter. We can't give it up for something that's not even human to benefit. We need to have each other. We cannot be siphoned off into our own little mind palaces and forget what it is to be human among humans. We are going to have to find ways to do that, and hopefully reject the ones that are explicitly anti-human. And I hope I will see some of you people there in those places, wherever they may be. But if I don't, I hope you're having fun. I'm not gonna feel any fucking FOMO over it.
No, like anything. I've started to see tweets all over YouTube now.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
It's actually kind of annoying because unlike shorts, you can't hide it. It's like, I mean, anything from Twitter that gets a lot of views is gonna just like appear on a YouTube post, like a community post.
Mm-hmm. That's really annoying. I mean, yeah, I remember like I went through a phase where I was like looking at Reddit more.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, Reddit is the last internet forum. But like people post tweets on there too. It's just like, you know, none of these platforms have our interests at heart at all.
No.
And we cannot rely on them. Have I met Julia Alexieva? No. She did comic mem. What is it called? She lives in Philly. Well, then we should meet. Soviet daughter? No, I'm not familiar. I have not made as much of an effort as I should to know other artists in Philly. I came here to start a family, and I have done so, and I'm quite pleased with the results. But I've not really built up my my crew here, I would say. I think me and Joe are it. But perhaps we'll change that. Perhaps we'll find something more local. But how?
Well, yeah, like, I've been talking for a while about having a real life kind of life, and I don't really do it enough. I don't get out. I don't go to, like, events. I don't really like real life, and I really have no, like, I don't have an internet life on Twitter anymore. Like, that's, God, like, like thinking about how long you'd actually spend looking at it. Like that was your like social life. You'd socialize that way.
I would get too sad if I thought about it. All right. I like this real life kind of life thing you're talking about.
Yeah, how can I make that happen?
I have a couple ideas, but perhaps you and I can be more proactive about them.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't want to be on this show a few months later being like, man, we got to like get a real life kind of life.
Yeah, we'll be like, did you see who got canceled? It was funny.
Right, we'll just give into it further.
Yeah.
This was our last gasp of hope, and it's gonna be gone. And you'll find us looking exactly like two identical Peters, in a few weeks from now, playing Simpsons Gambling. What is that game called?
Simpsons Gambling. I don't know.
Extinguished and Peter-fied. Yes. The fire will have gone out. Absolutely.
Oh, you're talking about the game that like takes all your money from microtransactions.
Yeah.
Yeah. That garbage.
The game.
The game.
We'll just be in that game soon.
Yeah, we'll be playing that next.
All right, we're at 11. We're past 11. Do you want to? Is there anything you want to go out on here? You want to play a strong bad?
I was curious about what was in here.
Oh yeah,
Is it maybe Mario Sunshine?
Probably. Thingus Hero. What do we think?
Ryoji Yoshitomi.
Totally. Wrote a beautiful sound effectsy soundtrack for Wario World.
Yeah. And it's beloved now after a long time of being obscure.
Who would I say my hero is? Thingus Hero of the Week. I must say, Joe, I think you're my hero.
I'm your hero?
I think so, because I think I appreciate what you got through.
Yeah.
And that you turned that experience and every experience you've had into creations so original. And at this point, so affecting that you can't really even talk to somebody under the age of 30 who doesn't know about this shit. That's what you turned it into.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been thinking this week.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, that was really tough, getting through that. It was like last few years. It's been tough. But yeah, like you can't let what some people you don't even know think about you. They don't know you at all. Like you are just like a commodity being talked about on, it's not just Twitter, but it's every site. It's like 4chan and KiwiFars will do the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, just like talk about like, also there's people who just like make shit up, like Joe and his sister hate each other.
I remember the first time I saw somebody say that.
Yeah.
Somebody said that I disowned you.
Yeah.
Over NFTs.
Really?
I got so mad that I disowned you. And when I saw that, I honestly just felt sad because the thought of like not even really knowing what it is to be somebody's family. Whether the person saying that had family of their own or not. not really even knowing the ties that bond people and what is really important enough to cut people out of your life for.
Yeah.
Not even understanding that. I legitimately felt sad that people would even want to believe something like that. And that it would seem legitimate to them. I don't know, man. I don't know what's important. I don't know what's important to you. If you think that's all it takes to cut family out of your life, to cut anybody out of your life, other than some random person that you just started talking to on the internet. You know, Anon. I cut Anon out of my life. I can't think of anybody else I would cut out of my life for liking some shit on the internet more than me. But that's where we're at. It's not real, folks. It's not real. Ba, 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 ba. Great song.
Yeah, I think they don't really understand what it's like to have a good relationship with their sibling, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. Or they're just the kind of person who, like, decides there's, like, a whole portion of their family they won't talk to anymore because of an issue that people on the internet told them is worth cutting your family off for.
Yeah. But, like, there's, like, countless celebrities who've made NFTs that people don't cut off.
No, I mean, maybe they make fun of them a little bit because they, like, lost a bunch of money on NFTs or something.
Yeah.
But like, so what? Yeah, the go no contact thing is very intense, as you say, and I you know, not to go to this place again, but like I have specifically lost friends to the, and I mean lost friends' lives to the areas of the internet that sort of encourage you to cut people off that way. And I've very, very nearly lost others that I'm quite happy are still with us to, you know, what is essentially a cult. A person who tells you that what they're telling you is the truth and that you should cut ties with anybody who does not support that truth. Anybody who seeks to do this does not have your interests at heart. They are looking to isolate you from your support network and you know, make you as vulnerable as possible for their own uses. They don't have anything good in store for you. They don't quite care where you end up. It's so cool to never be on social media. Like, so cool to just be a person who's never on it.
No, I hate social media entertainment. It sucks.
Yes.
It's like if there's anything good, you'll see it everywhere else, like Reddit.
Yeah. Look, you'll see it in the newspaper eventually. Maybe not the day of, but I get plenty of old people internet, you know, like elderly internet stuff 3 days later from the newspaper.
Yeah.
It's fine. What do I need
Yeah.
it? What do I need it fresh?
No, you're bombarded with that shit. It's like we need a filter.
Yeah, you need a filter. What's worth knowing about? It's okay. Let somebody else figure that out. You can only be cutting edge about a couple things, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like if you want the latest news on something, Twitter is usually the place for it.
Yeah, but it's also curated to a certain audience or a general audience that might not be your audience, you know? So, for instance, I like to check out music as it's released, and that means that I have like a few different sources that I check, and I kind of gather up ideas, and then I seek that music out and I listen for myself. And you know, you can do that with like a couple things, but you can't do that with everything. The whole world can't be your hobby horse.
What do you mean?
Like, you can't treat all world events as the thing that you need to be on the cutting edge of knowing about.
Yeah, you're right.
Your knowing about it is not the same as taking action on it. If your action is required, then you will probably know about it sooner. If your action is not required, if your opinion has no bearing on the thing that is happening, you can find out about it a day later. It's okay.
No!
Oh, no!
Awful.
Well, on that note, shall we say goodnight?
Yeah.
Look,
okay.
a pineapple! It's the little walking around guy.
Yeah, well, it's just a pineapple, but all you really need is a pair of shades and a pair of shoes, or maybe just one of those things. Like California raisins is just shoes. One of them has shades and shoes, but the others just have shoes.
Just shoes. Well, yeah, I mean, I think the pineapple is honestly perfect because it already looks like a walking around guy before you do anything to it. It's got hair.
Yeah, it looks like a head with hair. It's already a guy. All he needs is shades, and he's so cool. Like he's instantly
so cool.
cool.
You just sit him down on top of your sneakers and put a pair of sunglasses on him.
And put a cigarette in his mouth. And now he's got attitude.
And put a tropical paradise behind him.
Oh my god, I love this guy.
He's so great.
And then wind him up, and then he's walking around, and he's just like you know, some cool music plays. Wait, what is that? Oh, I know what that is. Wait, let's see if we have that. Oh shit, I can't do it. Well, anyway, I guess this is the end. I was thinking of the Choo Choo Rocket theme.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Now that's a good theme.
Yeah.
For a cool little walking around guy.
Little walking around cat. Little walking around mouse.
I hope you all have a great walking around day.
Yeah, just walk around and think of things. Wasn't that the thing?
Walking around, looking around.
Walking around, looking around. Yeah, have fun. Do it.
Have fun. And thanks for stopping